How do you trust a financial advisor or financial planner? I mean, it's almost like a double-edged sword because on the one end, you need financial advice. You need financial services because you need to have a life cover to ensure that your family are safe and protected. You've got to have some type of savings in place, and the bank interest rates are usually not able to beat inflation. So you've got to use some kind of investment vehicle. Or perhaps if you're thinking of retiring, or in the case of a government employee wanting to resign, you still need assistance from a financial advisor to ensure that you're on track. But financial services is not something that's tangible. It's not a product that you can see or touch. For example, if you want to purchase a phone, you can see straight away if there's a crack on the phone screen and you can return it. But with financial services, you only get to see the flaws. You only get to see the mistakes when it's too late, after you've lost some money or after you've paid for something and never really got the value from it. So what steps can you put in place in order to ensure that you're getting the protection that you need and at the same time getting the value that you're wanting from a financial advisor or a financial planner? This video, I cover exactly what you need to do. In fact, I'm covering 5 key secrets that you can implement right now to know that the financial advisor or financial planner that you want to engage with is going to be helping to put you on the right track. Now, I'm Devan Naika, and I help government employees and individuals wanting to retire live the best life possible with the money they have. And in this video, I'm guiding you on what are the steps that you can take in place to protect your wealth and ensure that you're dealing with the right financial advisor or planner. So let's get started. In terms of trusting a financial advisor or planner, the first question that I want to ask, which is pretty weird, might seem a bit like it's throwing you off track, but would you trust yourself? Would you trust yourself? Because when you are engaging with someone else, a financial advisor or a financial planner, you're going to get from that whatever you give out. So for example, let's assume that you want to engage with me. If you trust me enough and you give me enough information, I'm merely going to be a reflection. And this is all that a financial advisor is. It's merely a reflection of you. So if you are going to be giving me enough information to help support you, if you're going to be trusting me and providing me with the right information, not withholding back, it allows me then to analyze your situation holistically and then provide you with the best possible advice. But if you don't have that initial trust, and this is why I say, would you trust yourself? If you're holding back on some of the cards, then you're not giving your financial advisor or planner the full picture. And because they can't see the full picture, they're not in a position to help you in the best way possible. So a financial advisor or planner is a reflection of you. And the first thing I want to ask yourself is, if you turn the tables around, if you were the financial advisor, would you trust yourself? And that I'm pre-framing it like that because you are ultimately aiming not so much as a one-off, but I like to think of this as a relationship. So if you're thinking along the way, the lines I'm thinking, you want to have someone who's going to help you with a solution with a problem that you're facing right now, but you also want someone who's going to be there for ongoing support, right? You don't want a situation where you see this happening all the time, where the financial advisor is there when you need a certain product and not there when you need some support afterwards. So only there for the sale, not there afterwards. So I'll guide you on the 5 steps that you're going to put in place now to avoid that. But if you're focusing on relationship, remember the key thing is you want to build that openness from the beginning, right? You want to get to a financial advisor. If you want them to trust you, you have to make yourself to be trustworthy. And you do that by being able to be open cards. Now, the 5 steps, let's get through them. The first thing that you can do, which is easy to do, especially given the technology that we have today, right, is you can do a lot of research. Now, you want to put yourself in an empowering position, right? You want to put yourself in some type of control where you can sort of take charge of your investment or your capital, right? The money that you have. And the way to do this is by researching the financial advisor in advance. So this way, you're not really engaging with the person straight away, but you want to research, and it's easy to research. What are some of the ways? Well, so much of this can be done on social media, right? So this could be on Facebook. This could be exactly what you're doing now, which is on a YouTube video. This could be on any other social media platform. This could be Instagram. But you want to get to something. It could also be emails, because maybe there's a newsletter. There might be a website that's available of that advisor. You might just check other places that has reviews of that advisor. but you want to do some research, right? And if you've got a specific need, let's just say you are focusing on retirement, or if you are a government employee and you need something that's specific, then you want to look to see, can you get yourself a specialist? Meaning someone who's dedicated in that specific area, because usually that person knows a lot more than someone who is basically a jack of all trades. You want someone who is focused and concentrated in a specific area, because usually that's when they tend to start to give you the most value and the most advice. And also they've had the most experience in it, so the chances of making mistakes become slim. So getting your research done in advance is a critical thing, and it's easy to do with all the social media platforms, as I mentioned to you. You could even speak to colleagues, right? So this could be a referral if you know of a friend or family member or colleague that has worked with a financial advisor and has a good experience, then a referral can help. Just remember that your situation is going to be different to the person, your friend or your colleague, right? So you want to know that the financial advisor is able to adjust and not simply mimic, give you the same thing that was given to your friend or colleague. So the first step that you're going to take, first secret, is research. The second thing that you can do, and this is also can happen before you engage with a financial advisor or planner, you want to check to see the qualification level. Now, the reason why I would say this is one of the key factors and why I'm putting this as your second secret is, inside of financial services, the financial advisors and financial planners tend to change very frequently, right? Especially in the initial years. Somebody comes into the profession and they either like it or they don't like it. And if they are not, if they haven't studied towards this, if they're just looking at this as a profession where they're trying to earn some type of income, you'll be able to see that straight away, right? So if somebody comes into financial services and their goal is just to make as as much money as possible, they're just focused on income or money. What's going to take place is, because this is a profession predominantly on commission based, if it's hard for them to sustain themselves, eventually they're going to leave. See, eventually they're going to leave, or eventually, because the goal is centered so much around income and money, it could lead to them wanting to give bad advice, and that could result in you losing money. So in order to ensure that you have someone who's going to sustain and run the course, you can take a look at their qualification level. And what are you looking for? You are looking for somebody who has maybe some kind of qualification inside of financial planning. That would be good. So something inside of financial planning, the highest that you could have from an institution in terms of studying would be a postgraduate diploma in financial planning. So if you get to that level, then you know it's somebody who's serious, somebody who wants to stay committed to the profession and who's seeing it as a long term, right? Because usually someone's not going to study something if they don't want to be in it for the long term. The second thing that you can have a look for is this person a certified financial planner? Now, a certified financial planner is basically a designation. In order to get to that designation, they've got to complete a board exam. It's extremely difficult to get to that exam. The pass mark's around 60%. And I've had a friend of mine who missed it by 1 mark and they refused to give him the designation. So it's really that strict. It's like a board exam that an attorney would write or a chartered accountant would write. Now, when you get to that level, then again, this is someone who is committed to staying inside of the profession. But at the same time, qualification level plays a key role, because the more knowledge we have as financial advisors and planners, the better we can be able to give you advice, simply because we're able to see things from a fresher perspective, right? Compared to somebody who's just completed matric, if they've just got grade 12 under their belt, there's not much financial planning and advice that's going to happen at that level. You see, you want to get to somebody who knows a lot more than you. So ideally, again, the qualification plays a role. But something key I want you to bear in mind here is, aside from the qualification level, you also want to know, can they take that information, impart it to you in a way that is easy for you to understand, right? Because what if you have someone who has all the qualifications, but they're just not personable, meaning they can't bring that knowledge to a way that makes it easy for you to understand and take decisions? Then in that case, it becomes difficult. So you want to try and find a balance between the qualification level, at the same time somebody that you can connect with, who you're able to have this sort of human interaction, right? And they know and understand your situation. Third secret is you can set up an introduction consult. An introduction consult is not a commitment on your part. So it's not you saying that you're going ahead with the plan or any type of solution that is being offered, but it's just you getting to know each other better, right? Now, remember, trust works both ways. So you want the financial advisor to know that they can trust you. At the same time, you want to know that you can trust this financial advisor because, again, if you like me, you're aiming for a long-term relationship, right? Not just something that's a one-off thing. So the introduction consult allows that. It's an opportunity for you to showcase to present the challenges that you have, the problems, and then for the advisor to showcase their ability to help you. What are you looking for inside of this one? So you're looking for some type of connection, right, between that advisor. And how you'd know this? It's going to be a gut feel, right? You want to follow your heart for this one. So you follow your heart because instinctively you would know someone who is genuine and sincerely trying to help you from someone who's just trying to sell you a policy. You'll know that, so you can follow your gut. You also want to have a look at how are they explaining things? See, how are they explaining it? Are they using complicated insurance terms, or is it being explained to you in a way that's easy for you to understand? Critical thing for you to know, because if you are being explained in a way that is easy for you to understand, it makes it easy for you to take decisions. And it also makes it easier to you to flow, to move to the next stages. But if it's confusing for you, what I've noticed is often people get stuck within the insurance jargon and they can't move forward. Or even when they move forward, they're moving forward not understanding what is happening. So that means you're fully trusting the advisor. And this is where people have lost a lot of money. So you want to look at, is the information explained in a way that's easy for you to understand? The next thing, I call this big picture planning. But you want to have a look with the advisor. Are they looking at your specific situation, right? So right now you might have one problem, right? One major problem that you're dealing with. Maybe you need, maybe you're a government employee and you're wanting to know whether to retire or resign. That's the main problem. Or maybe again, you know that you want to resign from government, but you're needing some solutions on tax or investing. Or maybe you don't work for the government, but you are retiring and you need some solutions for retiring. Or maybe your problem right now is you want to be able to finance an education plan for your child. So whatever your need is, right, for financial services, that's one specific problem. With big picture planning, I'm suggesting that the right advisor won't only focus on that problem, you see. It's not the only thing that has to be worked on. They've also got to give you advice or solutions around other areas, right? So you notice there's other elements. Maybe you've got a bond to settle. Maybe you've got a vehicle to settle. Maybe you're paying for some policies that you shouldn't really be paying for because your circumstances have changed. So you want the advisor to do big picture planning, not just look at one piece of the puzzle, but you want them to look at everything that's happening around you in order to see that everything is working congruently, right, in the best way possible. Now, if you are married, this is an opportunity to ensure that your spouse is also present. So again, part of big picture planning, how I like to do it, when I'm analyzing the situation, I also want to have a look at the problem that you're going through, but what's the problems that on your spouse's side, right? Or what are some of the things that maybe your spouse is paying for that there could be opportunities to save money on? So when we do it from this perspective, it means as a household, you're able to get the most amount of value, right? It also then starts to build trust because you know the advisor is looking at doing the very best for you, not just focusing on one solution. So the introduction consult will allow you to get everything that you need. And again, based on that introduction session, you then know whether you want to continue the relationship or not. Now, that session could last about, say, half an hour to an hour. But inside of it, you're not really taking any decisions. You just want to get the relationship going, right? To see. If it works out, you continue the relationship. If you have a gut feel that this is not good for you, then you put an end to it. If it's working out for you, then you know from the introduction session, you can then set up follow-up sessions, right? And then you open yourself up. Remember, the advisor is a reflection of you. So the more information that you give to the advisor, the better position that they can be in terms of giving you the right guidance. Then you can also take a look at testimonials, right? So again, with social media, it's easy for you to gain access to this. You're looking for testimonials or case studies, right? So, clients that the advisor had helped previously, what are their success stories? What are they saying about this advisor? This could be, again, on social media. So for example, I have them on my YouTube channel. So you can have a look on social media. This could be on Facebook, again, on YouTube. This could also be through the referral that you were provided, if you were provided with a referral. So you're looking for some kind of thing to offer you peace of mind, right? That this is someone who is genuine and sincere and can offer you the kind of guidance. Now, when you're looking at the testimonials, please, a word of warning here. Remember, your situation's different to someone else's situations. So you don't know the full details of that person on the testimonial who's offering the testimonial, but you're using this testimonial more to get a feeling as to how the person's thinking, right? What were they thinking and feeling before engaging with the advisor, and how are they thinking and feeling after the advisor? Right? That's what you're sort of aiming to get at. And then the last thing that I want you to focus on is a trial run. Now, a trial run is a key aspect, especially if you are thinking of resigning from GEPF, you've got a huge pool of money, or you're retiring, or you've got this huge amount of money. So what you want to do is a trial run, right? So a trial run is simply this. You're going to offer a test with something small, right? So for example, let's assume, again, you have some capital to invest. I'll use an example to say it's 6 million Rand. So in a few months' time, you're going to be retiring, or a few years' time, you're going to be retiring. You have some capital, 6 million Rand, right? That's really the main sort of problem that you're needing assistance with. Now, the concern here is you don't really know if that advisor is going to be able to help you. And if they make a mistake on 6 million, this is pretty much, if it's your entire life savings, that's going to be disastrous. So the trial run is going to just give you some bit of leverage, right? So you leverage off a small investment, and the trial run could be maybe a retirement annuity or some other investment. I'll use an example. Let's say you do a small investment of 100,000. Or that could be managing an existing portfolio, right? Like a retirement annuity. So what's taking place is, if you're using me, you then are saying, I'm giving you this 100,000. This is in your mind now, right? But you're saying, I've got a small investment, it's 100,000, manage the 100,000 Rand investment. Now, this is key. This is the reason why you want to ensure that your planning takes place as early as possible, right? You want to allow some time, because if you are leaving at the end of this month, it doesn't really give you much time to put this in place. You want to allow maybe at least 2 years before you trial this out, right? So over a 2-year period, if I'm able to show you on the 100,000 Rand investment that the money is growing, right? So we're reviewing this thing on a regular basis, and you see each time I'm giving you an update, the money is growing more and more and more. In addition to that, you're seeing that I'm able to save you on tax. See? So I'm able to put you in a position to save on tax. I'm able to explain things in a way that's easy for you to understand. I'm able to save you money on investments that are not performing well, help them to perform better if you're paying for things that you don't need. So this is the trial run, right? So in the trial run, if on 100,000 Rand, I'm able to offer you these features and benefits, then it sort of makes sense now, right? Would you feel more comfortable than investing 6 million? Of course you would. But if you flip this around and you just go to an advisor with 6 million Rand, your entire capital, then you're sort of taking a lot of risk, right? Because you have to hope that the advisor is doing the right things, right? And then the other 4 secrets that I shared with you becomes essential. So on the trial run, your secret here is you want to allow time. Now, if you are a government employee and you're needing some assistance with resigning, then I encourage you to reach out to me. So we'll go through the trial run. We'll go through all the secrets that I've shared with you here. And as you know, I specialize in that area of financial planning, so I can offer you more solutions on it and teach you on the steps that you need to put in place in order to ensure that the capital is performing well. Also, if you are retiring from the private sector and you're needing some type of support, then I encourage you to reach out to me for specialized assistance on that in terms of tax planning as well as investment planning. Now, if you've not already done so, I encourage you to subscribe to the videos so that you're able to get this information as soon as we produce them. And I also want to wish you well on your journey. Watch the video again so that you get insights into what are the things that you can put in place right now, what are the secrets that you can act on straight away. And if you can't implement all 5, that's okay. Comment below and tell me which of the 5 secrets you can put in place right now, and how has this helped you in terms of your journey getting you to the end result.